ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ओम वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादी नगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधाम् बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। ओम यस्य निश्वसितं वेदाः यो वेदेभ्योऽखिलं जगत् निर्ममेतमहं वन्दे विद्यातीर्थमहेश्वरम् विद्यातीर्थमहेश्वरम्। In the Shanti Parva of Mahabharata, Jivanmukta is mentioned, but not by the name Jivanmukta. The specific word which is used in that particular context is Brahmanaha. Now it becomes very interesting because the word Brahmana in our common parlance would mean a Jativachaka Shabdaha. It would mean a person of a specific class of the society. But we have seen, even in the earlier pages of our Jivanmukti Viveka, that this word Brahmana, in that, going by the reference to the context, wouldn't mean anyone of any particular class, but it means a person who is realized, who is enlightened, and the one whose most of the time either is spent in contemplation or in absorption in samadhi. Thus, for such a person, the life and all his conduct is like a mountain stream, clean and clear. It is a silent song by itself. So, the word Brahmana here in this particular context also means, would show you the same qualities, the characteristics of a Jivanmukta. And an additional beautiful thing that Bhagavan Vyasa makes us understand is that such a person is worshipful even to the celestial beings. He is worshipful even to the celestial beings. The Devatas also worship him. So thus, let us look at this. Kantha kaupinavasastu dandadhragdhyana tatparaha ekaki ramate nityam tandeva brahmanam viduhu. All that he has, even as the material, to protect himself from sun and wind, is Kantha and Kaupina. Kantha, as we discussed last time, is just a cloth which is actually made from rags patched together. So it is thick and it doesn't have the beauty of, arrangement of patches, etc. But just the rags are stitched together so that it becomes something that covers the body. And Kaupina, of course, is the loin cloth. Kantha Kaupinavasastu Dandadhrag Dhyana Tatparaha. And by that Dandadhrag, holding the staff, also is indicative of sannyas. Now, for a sannyasi, is the one who has given up all the karma belonging to whichever class of the society that he may belong to, or even to any station of life that he belongs to. Station in the sense, any ashrama. And therefore, there is no space, no karma, which becomes an obligatory karma for him. Therefore, even the nitya karma, obviously the kamya karma, nishiddha karma is already given up. Nishiddha karma is given up even by a dharmic grihastha. Then he even gives up the kamya karma. Kamya karma is given up even by a karma yogi. And the nitya karma, which is followed by the karma yogi, in order to gain the purity of heart, is also given up. And therefore, he is a sannyasi, and that sannyasa, one of the indications, the lingas of the sannyasa, is the dandadharanam. So now that dandadhrag word tells us about him being a sannyasi. Dhyana tatparaha. And so he is dhyana tatparaha. The only thing that a sannyasi has now, if he is a Vividishu sannyasi, is to do Shravana Manana and Niridhyasanam. But if he is a Vidvat sannyasi, he already has reached the Tatparya Nishchaya. What is the meaning of Shravanam? Shravanam simply does not mean listening to the scriptures. Listening to the scriptures with all your heart and attention, and all these poetic things are not there. So it is not a spiritual romance. So what is it? Shravanam means
conclusive understanding.
Conclusive
understanding, sir.
Conclusive understanding, where one has come to the conclusive understanding of the Upanishad. So it is Tatparya Nishchaya. So he already has the Tatparya Nishchaya, that Atma, I am Brahman. That is what the Shruti has to say. And every logical impossibility is also washed away with the due appropriate logic, tarka, anukula tarka. That is mananam. Shrutimatas tarkonusandhiyatam. So that is called as mananam. And finally, that even this knowledge that Atma is Brahman and the entire range of Anatma Padartha is only an appearance in this consciousness, in the existence that I am. So this I doesn't have any name, any form, is not limited, conditioned by time or space. This I am that pure existence, pure consciousness, in which the world is only an appearance, like the dream. So mithyatva of the jagat is also sunishchitam, and therefore now he has no interest whatsoever in the drishya padartha. The drishya is as it is mithya. The drishya is not the source of happiness, is what he has concluded very, very clearly and discovered that the source of happiness is the self. Thus now, for him, the world of all these appearances, names and forms does not hold any significance, but the duality is still seen, is seen. So now this Vidwan, this enlightened one, sees that what is the point of dwelling in this mithya duality also, because that itself, the darshanam of duality itself is also a botheration, and therefore now he gives himself totally to the absorption, because in the samadhi, even the mithya jagat is not seen. The mithya jagat, prakriti and prakriti karyam, is not seen. Because by the very definition of samadhi, it means tada drashtuho swarupe vasthanam. There is nothing there except the Atma Bhana. So now, therefore, this word, dhyana tatparaha, the tatparam means that committed to that itself. And what is he committed? As if committed means totally. Even if he finds a moment of escape, he would escape into samadhi without a delay. Without a delay. This is what you can also experiment yourself, is discover what is it that you're tatpara in. What are you committed to? So whenever you find that there is a moment when you're not doing anything else or nothing else demands your attention, what is the activity to which you come back to? Some people love daydreaming, so then they are lost in that daydreaming part. Somebody then picks up the phone and calls up the friends and finds out who's free to talk to them. Or somebody does something else. ताश निकाल के खेलने बैठते हैं. So now that will tell you what one is really committed to. Like that, this Mahatma is totally committed only to samadhi abhyas. Okay, therefore now in his case, in the case of this Vidvat sannyasi, even Shravanam and Mananam also take a back seat. And what remains is only samadhi. The intensity and density of the samadhi, that avastha of the chitta, now is the determinant factor in saying whether he is Brahmavid, Brahmavidvara, Brahmavidvarishtaha. In fact, 4, Brahmavid, Brahmavidvara, Brahmavittama, and Brahmavidvarishtaha. the one who is in the fourth bhumika is Brahmavit, the one who knows the four. Now we have discussed it at quite at length in different places. So in the avasthas, in the various stages of Jivanmukti, where the knowledge has taken place, Brahmakara Vritti has risen, and this Brahmakara Vritti is no longer infested with samshaya and viparyaya. By the very nature, this Vritti is only for a moment. At the most, what can you say? A moment of its birth, a moment when it is there, and the moment that it goes, any cognition. So also even this cognition, Aham Brahma, let us say, has this life of 3 moments. It takes place, the ajnanam, ignorance, is destroyed immediately. This is the bhumika of Brahmavit. Brahmavidvara is the one now who remains, for whom the knowledge has taken place, but he is still engaged. For him, the world is mithya. Though it appears, but it doesn't hold any significance, exactly like the blueness of the sky. So he remains in this transactional world, instructing the disciples, talking to the people, if he is questioned, making appropriate responses to the situations. He is Brahmavidvara. Brahmavittama is the one for whom the bhumika is padartha bhavini, wherein the world appears and disappears. The padartha's abhav, the abhav of the world is seen, because the samadhi and the samskara left by the samadhi is very, very dense. And the finally is the one who is constantly absorbed in that state, and he is called as the Brahmavid Varishtha. Huh?
Yes, Swamiji, Brahmavid Varishtha.
And what is the bhumika?
Turiyaga.
Turiyaga is the bhumika. So depending upon the intensity of samadhi, the various bhumikas are there. Okay. So what is he committed to totally is dhyana tatparaha. Okay. Now please tell me, can a person be dhyana tatparaha by being a grihastha? The knowledge, no doubt, also can take place as a grihastha. And by that virtue, he is liberated. He, she, whosoever will be liberated. Videha kaivalyam is there for them. How they will not fall again in the samsara chakra. He will be liberated. He is liberated. The knowledge has taken place, is liberated. But till the prarabdha shesha prarabdha, the prarabdha shesha is there, the remaining prarabdha by which this body-mind complex is going to be held together is still there. Then that period of time till the body also disintegrates, now that period is all the time he is committed to just dhyana abhyasa. Dhyanabhyasa. So therefore he is called as Dhyana Tatparaha. Ekaki Ramate Nityam. And he revels in solitude. When we are left alone, the loneliness comes upon us as a misery, as a calamity. For him, being alone is a great gift. Ekaki ramate nityam tandeva brahmanam viduhu. Such a person is called as Brahmanaha by the Devas, by the celestial beings. So he is revered even by them. Now we were at a point where it was said that Anya avacho vimunchatha, he gives up all other forms of speech. He doesn't advise others what he should do, what he should not, what the other fellow should do or not to do. Or doesn't discuss politics or anything, no, nothing. Good and bad, guna and dosha, everything is given up. Yet he may be seen very much engaged in satsanga, in the discussions over the nature of this world, nature of Ishvara, and how Ishvara and Jiva is one and the same. So there is going to be, there are discussions, but they will be centered only around these themes. So somebody is asking that it is said, Anya vacho vimunchatha. It gives up all these forms of speech. So how is he still talking? And he may be vociferously arguing about the nature of Atma and so on and so forth. Why over there? So there it is said now, Brahmopadesha hatu anyavang na bhavati. This Brahmopadesha, the instruction about the nature of Brahman, about the nature of Paramatma, is not anyavacham, is not anyava na bhavati. Why? It is not dhyana virodhi, because it is not opposed to his samadhi abhyasa. Tacha dhyanam ekakitve nirvignam bhavati. And that samadhi of his dhyanam becomes free from all obstacles and all hindrances, all other botherations, if he is ekaki. Okay. Asahaya. All these things are therefore not possible by being a grihastha. Because he, as a grihastha, as a householder, he will have certain duties to perform towards his family, towards the society, so on and so forth. And therefore he cannot be ekaki. He cannot be. Therefore, there is this arrangement made by the Shruti that even after the knowledge has taken place in some person, in spite of him being in the Grihastha ashrama, in spite of him leading a life of a householder, he can take to sannyasa, which is then Vidvat sannyasa. And the purpose of Vidvat sannyasa is Jivanmukti. Ateva smrutyantare abhihitam. Now, talking about being alone is made very, very clear in yet another Smriti, some Smriti Grantha. What does it say? Eko bhikshur yathokta syad dvaveva mithunam smritam trayo gramas samakhyataha urdhvam tu nagarayate. Bhikshu, meaning the mendicant or a sannyasi, should be always alone. Ekaki, ekaha. Why? Because even if, let us say, somebody says, well, then you also can be with me, since you also have some other friend of his, you also have similar pursuit and the pursuit of Atma or Jivanmukti. He says, no, when there are two people, it will always be a pair. Two. If it is three people, it becomes a gram. It will be called as a village. And anything over three then can be called as a city or a town. In reference to this, Eko bhikshu yathoktasyan dvaveva mithunam smritam trayo gramas samakhyataha urdhvam tu nagarayate. Nagaram nahi kartavyam gramo va mithunam tatha rajadivartas tesham syad bhikshavartha parasparam. Nagaram nahi kartavyam, one should not gather in bigger congregations more than three, more than two. For a sannyasi, it is said, gramo va mithunam tatha, because when there are three people, it is gram, and two, it is a pair. So now, wherever this is there, then what happens? When there are more number of people, more than two, it will inevitably end up in discussions over politics, Rajadivarta. Politics, whether it is local politics, national politics, international politics, politics within the ashram, etc., whatever it is. Three people coming together will create politics. Rajadivarta tesham syad bhikshavarta parasparam. And if there are two people, now what will be their what will be their topic of discussion there? Bhikshavarta. Oh, the food is good, not good, it doesn't suit me, it suits me. Oh, I'm going on a special diet, this and that. All these things will come. And therefore, the bhikshu, sannyasi, is ekaki. The idea of creating a commune for the bhikshus was a concept, because sannyasa was there even before Gautam Buddha. Gautam Buddha himself is inspired by looking at a sannyasi sitting very peacefully under a tree. But then he created this idea of sangha. Sangha meaning an organized community of the sannyasis, of the renunciates. But going by the Vaidika sannyasa and the smritis, they do not encourage this idea at all. So the bhikshu should be ekaki. Now let us continue with the description of Brahmana in the Shanti Parva, where it is said, Nirashisham anarambham nirnamaskaramastutihi akshinam kshinakarmanam tandeva brahmanam viduhu. Nirash, this is very, very important. Pay attention to this, because all these words are, let us not treat them very lightly, but let's give them their due respect. Nirashisham, he does not go about blessing people. May you have children, may you have this, may you get married, and no, nothing. Nirashisham, Ashirvad is not there. Nirashisham, Anarambham. Anarambham is not engaged in activities of procuring land, house, or any other things. No. Anarambham nirnamaskaram astutim, nor is he even singing praises or offering salutations to anyone. Nirnamaskaram astutim, not even singing the praises. Akshinam, he is akshinam, meaning he does not. Kshina means to become weak. And a person in the state of desperateness, dejection, is in a state which is weak. Akshinam, so he is well fortified, because that knowledge is certain that I am Purnam. Now, even if the body was to deteriorate and was to be in a terrible pain, yet this knowledge does not change, because it is a certain knowledge. It is not simply an accepted belief. It is a certain knowledge. Let us think. Now, you have this knowledge that the fire is hot or earth is round. Okay? Your knowledge that the earth is round is not pratyaksham, is not pratyaksha, because you are not standing anywhere outside in the space to witness the round earth revolving around its own axis. Please hold on. But you have this knowledge, which is inferential knowledge, that the earth is round. Now, say, suppose, even if you are in a terrible pain, you in the sense that person is in a terrible pain, will it make him say that the fire is cold or earth is square or anything else? Because that knowledge, when is ascertained, even if there are, even in that state of desperateness, the knowledge does not alter. Similarly, Therefore, this is not conviction. Knowledge is not conviction. Conviction means that you are convinced. And to be convinced, all you require is a strong belief. Fire is hot is not your belief. Fire is hot is your knowledge. Similarly, Atma is Brahman is not belief. Atma is Brahman is your knowledge. When this Atma is Brahman is knowledge and not belief, then this knowledge cannot be altered by anything, even in the state of excruciating pain. Also, it remains, and that Atma is Brahman means I, the self, I'm Purnam. I am Purnam. I am Satchidananda. I am nothing but joy. Therefore, this happiness is a state of mind or just some brain chemicals making their circuits. Meaning of happiness is I, aham, iti. So I am not happy, I am happiness itself. When this is clear, this ascertained knowledge is there, and therefore akshinam. There is nothing like, he's going in depression, is sad, and therefore he is at a moment of weakness. Such things are not there. Akshinam, kshina karmanam. But what has happened? The karma has become, is kshina, is given up. Since it has lost the significance, karma will have significance as long as there is some karma phala which is desired. Even the purity of heart, which is required, which is a prerequisite for Shravana, etc., is also the karma phala. And that karma phala is due to the punya, which is generated by the karma yoga. That's karma yoga is also there as long as one still requires the purity of heart. And purity of heart simply means freedom, absolute freedom from putreshana, vitteshana, and lokeshana. That putra vitta loka is not desired even in the dream, not even subconsciously or unconsciously, to that extent. And so, kshina karmanam, such a person is called as Deva by the Brahmana, is called as the Brahmana by the Devas. Okay? Now look at that. If you analyze every word of these verses, you are brought again and again to understand the state in which this person is Jivanmukti. Because by the definition of Jivanmukti, what have you discovered? What is the definition? What is the lakshanam that we have seen in the very first, the earliest paragraphs? Does anyone remember here? Jivataha purushasya
Kartritva वक्तृत्व सुख दुःखादि चित्त धर्माः क्लेशरूपत्वात् बन्धो भवति तस्य निवारणं जीवन्मुक्ति.
What is called as Jivanmukti? Jivataha Purushasya. Of a living person, Kartrutvam, Bhoktritvam, the experiencership, the doership, Sukha, Dukkha, all these things. What are they? Bandha. And why is it called as a bondage? Why are these things called as bondage? Because klesha rupa. Because they are of the nature of affliction. Klesha rupatvat bandho bhavati. Tesham nivaranam. Tesham nivaranam. Nivaranam means removal of these kleshas is called as Jivanmukti. Knowledge has taken place, and therefore the Kartrutvam, Bhoktrutvam, etc. is already falsified. Though falsified, yet it is seen, yet it is going to be there when you are in transactions. It's not it. But he says, what is the point of even having them maintaining this false thing, which is an affliction? Let it go away. And therefore, stay absorbed. So absorption in samadhi is what leads to all these things. Tesham nivaranam. Jivanmukti. Okay? This is Jivanmukti. Now, in this earlier shloka, the shloka which we just have seen, so the characteristics of the Brahmana are matching exactly corner to corner with the Lakshana of Jivanmukti. And therefore, what is mentioned in the Shanti Parva of Mahabharata is Brahmana, but it is Jivanmukta who is paraphrased as Brahmana over here. Okay. Thus, now let us go to the highlights of this particular observations that Vidyaranya Swami has in this particular shloka. He says that you said the person is nirashisham. He doesn't even, sit over there blessing people, wishing them, good and wishing them happiness and wishing them all the things that they want. No, that also is not there. Oh my God, then this person doesn't even wish me or bless me or anything. Look at that. Vishishtaihi samsaribhihi pranamatam purushanam ashirvadaha ashirvada prayujyate. It is yogyam, it is appropriate that the Vishishta, the learned people and people of good character in the families or in the society, in the community, should bless the people who come to them with humility, offering them salutations. Pranamatam purushanam ashirvadaha prayuchyate. Is it not that anyone comes to these people, they should bless him, they should wish good for him? Is not it? There is nothing wrong in you wishing that may these people who have come to me with humility be happy. Prayujyate. So this is appropriate. There is nothing wrong about it. But what does that blessing also would mean? Yasya yad apekshitam Tantam prati tad abhivriddhi prarthanam ashihi. What is called as that ashi, good wishes? Yasya yad apekshitam. Whatever the person, now say suppose somebody comes and he already has got 12 children. Okay. Now he's already worried. How am I going to keep my salary? It should be. And then you wish him, may you have yet another child, whom that is not going to be ashi. That is not going to be the good wish for him. And then what would you wish for him? Oh, may your salary get doubled. He will be happy. If you say that may you have one more child in the family, now he says, oh my God, that's too much. May your salary get doubled. He will be happy. So yasya yad apekshitam tam prati. Now that becomes the tam prati tat abhivriddhi prarthanam, a prayer for that, for that what the person desires. Tam tad abhivriddhi prarthanam. Abhivriddhi means for his prosperity. The prayer which rises from that learned person is called as ashirvad. It will be a blessing. Okay. Now, tathacha purushanam bhinna ruchitvad. Now, different people have got different demands. Somebody wants a child. Somebody says, I don't want a child, I want more money because I already have children. Then somebody wants he doesn't want children or money. He says, I want a good wife. I want a house, I want a car, I want this, I want position, I want recognition. My wife doesn't love me as much as I love her, so make her love me more. So there are 100 and 1,001 things, and I mean, one person has got millions and millions of demands. Then if there are millions of people, just think about the demands that already are there. Then to go into the details, what is wanted by whom, and then to have the prayer, may you have that. What is this digging into all this? So Purushanam bhinna ruchitvat tad abhimatanveshane vyagrachittasya lokavasana vardhate. Now somebody who is thus interested in finding out who wants what, and therefore he is praying for their prosperity, of the desired prosperity. By that, what will happen? Only lokavasana will increase. Lokavasana vardhate sacha jnana virodhini. This lokavasana is an obstacle to knowledge. It will not allow the knowledge to take place. It will not allow the knowledge to take place. Sacha jnana virodhini tathacha smrityantaram. So, and why this lokavasana is called as jnana virodhini? Here, he gives you another smriti. Not in Mahabharata, but smrityantare. Lokavasana chanto shastravasana picha dehavasana jnanam yathavan jayate. Knowledge means knowing something, and in our case, knowing Paramatma as Paramatma is knowledge. But because of these lokavasana, shastravasana, and dehavasana, he will deal with these three kinds of vasanas later on. But just remember them. Lokavasana means making yourself acceptable to people. Not only acceptable, making yourself even popular in people. Making yourself applauded by the people. That I should be applauded, I should be appreciated, I should be popular, I should be acceptable to people. This is Lokavasana. Shastravasana is I should know more and more of books, and I should be considered a scholastic genius, and so on and so forth. That is one form of Shastravasana. I'm just giving you, he will discuss it in detail later on. Shastravasana. Then there is Dehavasana. My body should always remain beautiful and, komal. And people should find that this body, is it a body of a mortal of some celestial Swargastha Devata only? Or it could be Dehavasana, means the pleasures of the body, flesh. Because of these three vasanas, that Smriti says, knowledge does not take place yathavan, which means the knowledge will take place, but it will be distorted knowledge. And we know this fact that distorted knowledge is not knowledge, it is an error. Therefore, the Smrityantara says, another Smriti which says, because of these three vasanas, you will always be prejudiced, and therefore the knowledge will not take place as the knowledge has to take place. Therefore, we here understand that Lokavasana is a hindrance to knowledge. And when you are engaged in wanting to find out who wants what, and therefore you should pray for him and wish him and all those things, is nothing but a route through which the Lokavasana will increase, and therefore he is Nirashisha. Therefore, that person, Mahatma, is Nirashisha. Not because he is jealous and he doesn't wish people good. No, that's not the case. Why will he not? His own presence itself is a tremendous blessing to the world, to everyone. Remember this. To everyone, even to a mosquito. Therefore, but he himself is not going to sit over there and dig out who wants what and bless him with it. Oh, may you have children, may you have more money, may you get a better job, may you get a bigger house. Oh, he is Nirashisha. But sir, will it not hurt the people who come to him with so much of humility that he doesn't bless them? Now that question will be answered to us. Let us see that when we meet next. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Padarayanam Sutra Bhashya Kritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyapta Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Thank you all. Thank you very much.